Okie-Dokie.
Okie-Dokie.
Oh,
Yeah, I just realized
Okie-Dokie.
why you did that.
Right?
Okay.
So, we are currently in the Okie-Dokie Hostel in Warsaw, Poland.
Yep.
And they like mermaids here
In Warsaw.
in Warsaw.
Not specifically the hostel.
I think they like
Well,
them here.
That too, but
There's a big one right when you walk up the stairs to greet you with her boob out.
Yeah.
And a weird hat. And I kind of want to recreate her, but I don't want my boob to hang out. You're like, yeah. Currently, we're in a themed room, and the theme is...
Sea of which? What was it? Sea of sadness.
No!
See something, I don't know.
Shadow of the sea.
Shadows of the sea.
Yeah,
Exactly what I
which is
said.
kind of creepy, huh?
Well, especially now that the light burnt out, so there are shadows.
That's true. We're sitting in Carl's bunk, which is right below mine, and we're looking at a bunch of shadows. And yeah.
From the bunk lights.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because the main light burnt out.
It did, right when we turned it on when we got back from wandering the streets today.
Yep.
Yeah. So, outside of our room, we can see the very well-known building of Warsaw. And this is going to be a test. Do you remember what it is?
Oh, I thought you were being funny
No,
because
look,
it's the
you
big
can
McDonald's building.
Oh, God, no, not that ugly thing. It's the cool-looking one right outside our window.
Yeah, it's the one that the Soviets built.
Yeah, it's like a symbol of Warsaw.
Yep.
It's called the something of culture and science, right?
Is it a museum?
Shit balls. I can't remember. I think it is, maybe. It's really cool looking, though. It almost looks like something out of Gotham City.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, when we arrived here, it was very gray, very damp, and kind of gloomy.
It was like misty.
And the top of it was almost completely hidden by fog.
Yeah, it's got a big clock. It's like a clock tower almost looking thing.
Yeah.
It's
like a square pillared building.
Mm-hmm. And it's got the faces of the clock on each side, and it's really tall, and it's cool.
Very almost ominous.
Yeah.
But yeah, very Gotham-like.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So anywho, should we kind of take off where we left off? Take up where we left off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was Cracow.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I thought I had a burp coming, but it didn't come.
Was that the end of Cracow?
No, we had just gotten to Cracow the last time.
No.
Sorry. Yeah, so we had just gotten to Cracow.
Okay.
Or I guess we were told that you pronounce it Krakow.
Cracow.
Like, it's not a very big emphasis on the F.
Well, I think...
It's not like Krakow, you know.
I think it's spelled with a V in
It is.
Polish. You're in,
V?
Polish language.
Oh, is it?
Isn't it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know.
I know in Italian it's Cracovia, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's a random bit of tid.
Thank you.
A bit of tid
of tid.
Information.
Thanks, Ted.
Thanks, Tid. But yeah, so we were...
Good tidbit. Okay.
That's what I was trying to say.
Oh.
I just said a bit of tid. So yeah, we had just gotten to Krakow last time, and we had checked into our hostel, but I think we were just kind of wrapping up about our travels from Italy and Paris and Barcelona and stuff. So
Right.
we have done a fair bit of, wandering around Poland. I think that's the only place we've been. So it's Kraków and then Wrocław which is called. You remember how to pronounce that
I don't
one?
remember how they pronounce it. No, I am
It's
just
like
mentally
Wrocław.
checked out of trying to learn any Polish. It's so
Do you just
goddamn hard. We
refuse?
spent one day once with a guy who was buying us drinks, and he was trying to get us to pronounce a certain phrase, and it took like 20 minutes, and we still didn't have it down. I was like, you know what? This is stupid. My mouth just doesn't want to make these sounds. I give up.
No, my brain does
So I'm just
not
mentally
compute.
checked out when trying to retain any sort of Polish language.
It's a little difficult. We've heard from so many people that it's like one of the hardest languages.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, me too. But I think they pronounce it woof or something weird like that.
Woof woof.
Woof
Yeah.
woof. So, I know I'm butchering it.
So when
But-
we were in Woof Woof,
When we were in woof woof, no, I mean, if you read it on the map, it looks like Wrocław.
yeah,
Wrocław. But that's such a Western pronunciation and just funny. Anyways, that's where we were after Kraków, and then we came to Warsaw after that.
which is where we are currently.
That's true. So those were the 3 cities that we've checked out this go round in Poland, and I think Kraków is.
Oh my God, pick one.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't. Now that I know it's pronounced one way, and I can't go back to being like Cracow, because then I just feel
You
weird.
don't have to put over
I know.
emphasis on it.
I know that's true.
Just say Krakow.
Cracow. So we were in Krakow for 5 days,
Yes.
and did it?
I was confident with that statement.
I know.
Yes.
Yes. Did it live up to the expectations that you had for it since we had been there once before?
Totally.
Yeah, I love Krakow.
We wanted to have a bit of extra time there. We did cover a lot of ground there before and see quite a bit. But so basically this next run through is going to be pretty chill, and we were just more so focusing on finally getting a bit of downtime.
Yeah, we were wanting to chill.
Just kind of slow our pace and
Because we had been going for a while, up until getting there. And so I think that we were really ready to just kind of take it easy and relax a bit. And since we had been there before, it was like we were okay with not rushing around to see a whole bunch of stuff. But we could just kind of wander, and that was pretty cool.
that was what we did.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And
But what were some highlights? Or what were some new things?
I want to say just seeing it in the fall was really cool.
It was cool, yeah.
The leaves were all just really bright and a lot of yellow.
It was pretty drizzly and damp there. There was one really cold day, I remember.
Yeah, but we had a couple nice days, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the trees were changing color. There's kind of like a green park rim around the old town.
Yeah, I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah,
The
so that
trash
has trees and
pile.
stuff. Yeah. Well, it used to be.
Yeah, what used to be a trash pile and is now
And now
a
it's
park.
like a green park.
It's really cool.
And yeah, all those trees that were just changing color was really pretty.
Yeah. And so I think that there were a couple new restaurants that we tried.
Yeah, we
really
definitely expanded our food options.
Yeah, I feel like I've definitely eaten quite a bit here in Poland.
I feel like I'm out of shape already just from Poland.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
So
I know that it's like we went from Camino and walking a lot and totally losing weight, and now I'm like, well, I think I packed on a little bit of pounds.
Yeah, we have this hostel we're in now in Warsaw, and we're on the 3rd floor, and just coming up the stairs, I'm like, oh my God, why?
Yeah, I know. What the fuck?
I don't know.
It's kind of funny. Well, whatever.
Eating and being around all the smokers with their thin cigarettes as they like in Poland.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a thing here.
It's like all of them smoke the Virginia Slim kind of looking ones. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cracow.
Krakow. We wandered a bit. We enjoyed the city. We enjoyed our time. We enjoyed relaxing. We were in a hostel that was kind of funky, and we had a interesting stay there. The last 2 nights we had a private room, which was pretty cool. However, the bed became a bowl again, and it kind of fucked your neck up, which kind of sucked.
I don't know if it was that or I just slept weird. I think it was a combination of both.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as the bed before that I was in for 3 nights? 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
That one was total shit and just needed an upgrade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was just like a literal bowl. There was a well-worn groove in that mattress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just like the luck of the draw, you know?
Yeah, it happens. Which sucks because the very first night we were in a different room before we got moved to this second room, but the first bed was super nice.
Yeah.
It was really comfy. I had a really good
before.
sleep.
Haven't we talked about this on the last one?
We did that video in the room.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I was like, oh, I swear, are we repeating ourselves? Yeah, that's true. So it was like, nice bed one night, and it's like, ooh, yeah, this is great. And then the next 2 nights, it's like, oh my God,
yeah,
my
we got moved to a different room, and the beds were total dog shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then we got the private room, and the bed was still kind of bowlish, but not as bad.
Yeah.
But still not great.
Yeah.
But the room was nice. It was on a different floor. We had our own bathroom, which was nice.
It was loud as fuck because there was a bar right underneath us.
There was that, and then all the other hostel goers were on the floor above us, so they walked right by our room.
That's true.
With these like wooden echoey steps.
The shower didn't drain.
Yeah.
There was a poo vapor hole in the bathroom.
It wasn't too
and a dungeon
bad.
door in the room with a creepy, peeky hole. No, it was
Looking
good.
back, it was shitty.
No,
it wasn't too bad.
I liked the room. I just, those quirky things kind of stand out. You know? Yeah, so after, do we want to move on from Krakow, or do you want to mention other things? What were your highlights?
What did we do? My highlight, so one of the things I liked was...
I said fall.
Yeah, I went to a tattoo shop and talked with this guy, Victor Portugal, which is one of my favorite black and gray tattoo artists. Didn't get anything. It would have been cool to pick up a little something, but he was saying he does mostly larger scale work, and he's booked out through the end of the year, which I had kind of expected since he's world renowned. But it was worth a try, and it was cool just talking to him briefly.
He seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool, but that's just my tattoo nerdery.
Yeah. Very big nerdery.
Yeah. But yeah, we wandered around, and we did meet up with our friend Kate.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, our friend.
Ew, God. No, I was just going to say, because we mentioned it on the last one, that we were going to be meeting up with her.
Yeah,
so we never talked about actually meeting up with her.
Yeah, we met up with her twice. Once was in one evening, and we just grabbed a coffee. And it was so cool to just meet up with her.
And catch up.
And, just kind of catch up and see how
she had been doing.
She's been doing and dealing with post-Camino life.
Yeah. Because it can kind of be not disheartening, but it's like...
almost, I would say that, or like depressing.
There's a little bit of a depression, I think, for sure.
It's that cliche slogan of, with great highs come great lows.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're on like such a high with, Camino days that are amazing for a month plus, and then go back to, work or, whatever you're doing, job.
Like the daily life or daily routine.
Your daily routine, that can definitely bring some great lows to that.
Yeah, true.
Which we've never really experienced because we've always continued traveling after Caminos.
Oh, I think I've experienced them afterwards.
I mean, I'm sure it's not as extensive or, great as lows because we're still traveling.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no comparison, so.
Yeah, well, I feel like after every Camino, I've gotten a little bit of a little low.
Yeah.
After.
Yeah, me too. But
yeah, so it was really cool just chatting with her and, reminiscing about the Camino and kind of what we took from it. And then the second day, she was able to meet up again just in the evening. And we went out to it looked like kind of like a student's pub kind of hangout
yeah,
thing.
we were going to get another coffee, but the place we were at was full.
Yeah, and
so we ended up just going to this weird pub that we had actually walked by on the way to meet her, and we thought, oh, this place looks kind of cool.
It
So
was
we
all
popped
like
in
done
there.
up in Halloween decorations, but kind of like odd ones. I remember walking into the bathroom, and I literally kind of got freaked out because it looked like there was a body wrapped up in a plastic bag.
Taped up in a plastic bag.
It was like a trash bag. I was like, what the fuck?
I even kicked it because I was like, is there someone in there that's going to jump at me mid-pee? But it was just
hilarious.
like plastic something.
Yeah,
Because
it was
actually,
crazy.
I worked, or I guess I should say I volunteered once for a haunted house when I was in Redding.
Oh, did you?
In Northern California, right? And it was
I don't think you have to hold it that close to your mouth if you're going to talk that loud.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So anyway,
I don't want to blow the people's ears out.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, good. Keep
Thanks.
going.
Anything else?
You're cute.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm going to continue with my story
Okay.
if that's all right.
Redding haunted
Okay.
house. Go.
Yeah, so me and it was basically an entire haunted house, multi-level. You walk through the whole thing. And there was an elevator, and me and my friend were in the elevator part, but we had a bunch of hay in our shirts, and we looked like, scarecrows.
Mm-hmm.
And we had masks on, so we just looked like kind of dummies, but then we'd come to life and freak the people out in the elevators that went up or as they were just leaving.
Yeah. What is
And
that
so that
screech? Sorry. Do you hear that? Oh my god.
No, I can't.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's that tone. Sorry. Keep going.
No, I'm done. That was enough.
It just reminded you of scaring people in
Yeah,
scarecrow
of just
outfits.
being in a small room and waiting to freak someone out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, literally, I thought it was a fucking body. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, not really, but it was creepy. Anyway, so we were with Kate, and you got a beer, and I got a tea. And
The biggest tea in the world.
Oh my god, it was the biggest tea.
It was in
I
like
thought I was getting like
Oktoberfest
a
stein.
pot of tea. Yeah, but it came out in literally what looked like a big jug of beer. It was good tea, though. And Kate got a coffee, and we all played a round of this game that she remembered having played, before, and it was pretty fun. It was kind of like...
Cool story, bro.
Ew!
It was kind of like categories. I don't
Yeah.
remember what she called it. I don't know if there even was a name.
I don't know, yeah. But basically, you go through the alphabet. Like, one person starts at A and then starts saying it in their head quietly. And you have to tell them when to say what.
In their head quietly, or just in their head.
Oh, yeah. Well,
We're doing this at night. We're usually a bit more with it, and it's during the day. Like, we've just had a couple coffees, but we're, like, winding down now. We also have to get up at, like, 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And it is 9:30 right now.
Real fucking early.
So
we
we're
might
getting
just let
up
it
in
roll
6
and stay
hours.
up. No, I'm just joking. But, no, I was thinking, what if you were saying it in your head really loud?
Like, yelling it in your head.
Yelling it in your head, like, hey, wouldn't that be funny? Because wouldn't you say it in your head quietly, or do you just say it normal volume? Or is there a volume in your head? Yes, there is. There totally is. Ooh, that's something to think about.
That's a good question.
That
Is there
is.
volume for your inner monologue voice?
Yes, there is.
I don't think so.
Oh my god, I'm yelling so loud at you right now.
You're interrupting my inner monologue story.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, so the one person says it in their head from A to Z, and then you start back over at A, and then you're, like, going through countries, rivers, What were the other ones? Like
Well, the
transportation.
one person says stop, and whatever letter you
Oh, yeah.
land on is what letter you have, and you have to fill out the following,
It's like a
categories
category.
of, river.
Yeah. Or country.
River was hard.
Job.
Was food one? I don't even remember now.
I can't remember. But anyways, that was really fun. We played it for a while.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we just caught up again more and played a game, and then we had to say our farewell to Kate.
Which wasn't as sad as the time before, I think, with just the Camino coming to an end.
Yeah.
And that just being kind of a sad notion in itself.
Yeah.
This was more of it was so good to see you. I can't believe we actually were in the same place at the same time, because it wasn't as planned.
Not planned
at all. It just worked out.
Yeah.
You know.
That she was
That she was going to be there the same time we were.
Yeah, it was crazy. They were really cool, though.
So, yeah, I think we were more so just grateful that we were able to see each other.
Yeah, and I think
it was fun.
It was just like a farewell for now, but I'm sure we'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
And then, we had a couple down days where we just kind of wandered around and ate food. One day it only got up to like mid-40s.
It was cold.
Freezing.
Yeah, really cold.
That was like the high, and that's, again, Celsius. Or I mean Fahrenheit, sorry, not Celsius.
Jesus, that'd be hot.
It only got up to like 130.
It was only like 115.
No, it was Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty chilly, and it was just it was a cloudy inversion like day, which just makes it feel colder anyway.
Yeah, and it was windy too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a weird sounding siren. Oh, one thing we have noticed is that people drive a little crazy in this country, just a teens.
Yeah.
They really like to rev their engines fast and screech around corners.
Screeching tires, yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Kind of bizarre. Anyways.
But another fun day for me anyway, we spent a day at the Cracow Pinball Museum.
That's true.
Which is where I had been for a previous birthday, and we visited a couple times on the last time in Krakow. But it is so much fun down there.
It is a lot of fun. It's like almost like feels like a bomb shelter, like bunker style place.
Yeah, it's underground.
And
it has those round...
Tons of pinball machines.
Yeah, what is it, like 60 or something?
Something like that. It's crazy.
They had a few different machines. Some we'd seen before, some we hadn't. They were missing a couple favorite of mine, which kind of sucked. But there was still there's still so many options.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. And it's just a one-time entry fee, everything's set on free play, so.
Oh, yeah, it's like $10?
Yep.
So 40 zloty?
Yeah.
What were your favorite games this time?
Honestly, Monster Bash was a ton of fun.
Yeah,
Theater of Magic was really fun.
And
I really like Funhouse.
I like Scared Stiff.
It's a good one.
An example of the revving of the engines.
Yeah. Creature from the Black Lagoon's really fun as well.
I like Black Knight. That one's got just fun music. The
it
80s
does.
music. Yeah. It's like, wow, wow, wow.
That sounds good.
I know, right?
Nice.
I'll charge you next time. Yeah, so that was a really fun day. And then what else?
Yeah, I mean, the rest, we just kind of tried some new restaurants. We went back to one that was called the Milk Bar a couple times.
So good.
It's just cheap and really good, like, hearty food. Where they have, like, salads and, like, potatoes and stuff. It's not just, unhealthy stuff.
No, and then they do, like, a daily special, which was 18 zloty. So that's, like, what? $4.50?
Yeah, like $4.50.
Yeah, and you get a soup at the beginning of your meal, and then you get like a full plate.
Yep.
It was so good.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to beat, and it's quality too.
Yeah, for sure. That was one thing that I had noticed while we were in Krakow was wandering the streets and kind of just being relaxed and not really in a hurry to go do stuff or see things or be here at this time, I noticed that I was getting, I don't know what I'm going to call them, but like the bored hunger.
Oh.
We talked about this.
Like, what do you want to do? It's like,
What
oh,
do you
well,
wanna
we
do?
could get food.
Oh,
and
I
then,
guess
wait,
we
I
could
just
eat.
ate. I'm not
Yeah,
hungry.
wait, I already just ate. It was so bizarre, but it felt like, I don't know, like that was all there was to do. Why were we eating so much? I don't get
Because
it.
it's good and cheap. I don't know.
Probably was, because I don't think I ate as much in France, and I know I didn't eat as much in Spain.
I think because we saw the prices in France, we were like, Jesus, I'm not getting any food. I'll wait till later.
Jesus.
It was crazy. Like,
I
you'd get the
know.
bill for a coffee and it'd be, over €5.
Yeah, true. Someone knock on the wall?
That's what I thought.
It's not late.
No.
What time is it? It's
9:37.
Yeah, that was probably it. It was just everything was so cheap. So I think it was just really easy to,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, let's go grab a bite here. Let's go
But we
grab
did
a bite there.
walk by like a tea place, just kind of wandering around, and we just, oh, that place looks cool. Do you want to get a pot of tea for, $3?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And we got to split, so really it's like $1.50, and we just
Yeah.
like got a good pot of tea and just relaxed and chatted.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just spontaneous, good
Tea.
good tea time.
Except that it was kind of funny. We were drinking a pot of pu'er, and we were smelling pu'er.
Yeah, we were next to a very vapory bathroom, and it smelled very pooey. So there was pu'er when we were drinking pu'er.
You just said we were next to a very vapory bathroom. Don't know why that's so funny, but it just sounded really weird. We were next to a very vapory bathroom.
It was very odory, The bathroom fucking stank.
It did.
Yeah.
We were like sitting there, and I had to just like put my scarf up over my nose. I'm like, oh my god, it's fucking poo vapor.
Poo vapes.
Mhm. Oh my gosh, let's get out of Cracow. Let's go to Wrocław.
Okay, so we took a bus to Wrocław, or however you pronounce it.
Wrocław.
Woof woof.
Yes. So we went to Wrocław, and I really liked Wrocław.
So it was a new city.
Yeah.
That we'd never been to.
Brand new. It was the first new one on the... Oh my god, my arm is so sore from holding that thing up to my mouth.
Holding what? The mic?
Yeah. It was like...
It doesn't weigh anything.
No, I know, but I think it was just stuck in a position like I didn't move it for this whole time. And we've been recording for almost 30 minutes now, and literally my armpit is hurting.
What? You need to drink more water.
I really do. I haven't drank any water today. Holy crap. Okay, so...
Woof woof.
Woof woof. First thing, when getting out of the bus station and walking towards our hostel, we see a little gnome.
A little, what'd you say, like a foot tall?
Not even.
Like 8 inches?
Maybe 10.
They're like bronze?
Yeah, they're
little
like,
metal gnomes that
they look bronze, but they've been worn in some places where they've been touched over and over again for good luck. And it looks gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're little gnomes.
Little gnomies.
And they're in tons of different places, like over 350 different positions in the city, in and around the city.
And they're all different and unique.
Yeah, and they're doing something different, all of them. That's cool. And you gotta find them. Yeah. Why do you have to find them? Or what are they? What are they for?
I don't know what they're for. I think they're just fun.
Yeah?
I think they're just kind of like scavenger hunty idea, weird, quirky.
No, there was like a backstory, and I even posted it.
Really? Because I read about him, but I didn't read about a backstory.
Oh, it was like some form of resistance.
Oh.
Like they were resisting something, so people were dressing up as gnomes and sometimes nude, running around, I think. And so I might be making up the nude part. I don't know why I said that. But
maybe you want him to be nude. I don't know.
Maybe I do. But no, there was... we did find one nude gnome, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it was like a form of protest or something. And
where people would dress up as gnomes and...
Yeah, running around the city, kind of wreaking havoc and stuff. But I think
Sounds fun.
I know. But yeah, so they started just putting them everywhere.
As, like, symbolism?
Kind of, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah, so... But they're really fun, and we started kind of counting and, like,
we had, like, a mental tally going.
Yeah, like a little
of
game.
who could find more during our visit, but we totally lost track.
We did. There were so many of them. And then sometimes there would be, like, 3 in a little cluster.
You're like, oh, that only counts as 1.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but there's 3 gnomes. It's 3.
I know.
No, they're in a scene together. It's 1.
Yeah. There was, like, some riding a lion. Or just one riding a lion. And then there were some using, like, banks. Or really just one
like
using
ATM.
a bank. Yeah.
There was, like, some doing this. No, just 1. Others were doing... Well, there's just 1.
What? I was thinking of the grouped ones, and I was saying some, and then I was like, oh, no, wait, yeah, that was just one of them. But there were some that were, like, firemen. Those were 3 of them. Were different firemen.
That applies.
I did it.
Good job.
Correct grammar. And then, yeah, there were, like, a couple that were hiding in a little ATM.
In an ATM?
Yeah. Do you remember that one?
Not
they were
in
like,
an ATM.
Yeah, they were not like an actual ATM. It was like a little bronze one. It was the one where it was like the little ATM and then there were 3 of them hiding on the inside. Like they were going to take your money.
I don't remember that.
Oh, well.
I remember the little guy using a little ATM.
Yeah.
I don't remember the ones inside.
Well, there was one with like a little heart that was pretty cute. There was a boobalacious gnome taking a photo of an even littler gnome. Yeah.
I remember there was one tattooing a big anchor on his belly, and it was outside of a tattoo shop.
It was an anchor?
Yeah, it was like a huge anchor down his belly.
I didn't see the anchor part.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah, they were just kind of fun to randomly spot.
Totally. I loved that. That almost immediately made me like the city more. But yeah,
we did read that, I think we had good weather the entire time we were there. It was just completely sunny.
Yeah.
And I think I had read that it's the sunniest city in Poland.
And
just known for good weather. It just had a really good kind of artsy feel to the whole place.
Totally.
It just had an easygoing vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd read that like almost everyone there has a dog, so it was, pet friendly.
Mm-hmm. One of the safest places.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about, a dangerous nook or corner of the city. It's just free to wander and no worries. There's no bad part of town.
We were actually wandering one night, and we kind of came out around this cathedral, and we just saw like a crowd of people all taking photos, and we're like, what the hell are they doing? And so we kind of run up to them. And apparently there is like some kind of ritualistic or ceremony old kind of thing where this guy in a big cape and like hat and like very traditional uniform.
Look like you'd see someone dressed as this in like the 1890s or something, or like 1900s.
And so he had this big like wand looking thing that had, it was like a propane torch. And he would go around to all these different, like, gas lights that were on the side, or lanterns on the sides of these buildings. And he would light each one individually.
Yeah, like
dusk. It was
dusk.
so cool. Yeah, at dusk.
So it felt, it was just an act that you would expect to see, like 100+ years ago.
Yeah.
And, now we just flip the switch.
Yeah, exactly.
And, or, there's a timer for the street lights. But this guy was individually lighting each gas lantern. And, yeah, it was really cool to witness.
It was cool.
You're like, oh, I didn't know people still did that in places.
Yeah, totally. But it was also a little weird just how paparazzi-like everybody was.
Yeah, it was crazy because you would just walk down the street and go back and forth lighting lanterns, and you would just see this crowd of people zigzagging behind him taking photos.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I get it. It was pretty cool.
Because I was taking them too, but it was just like, oh my God, really? Like, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm sure he loved it.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, I'm the shit.
Go away.
Yeah, probably.
Let me just light my lights.
Let me get on with my night. Yeah. But that was pretty cool. Just random occurrence.
It would have been funny if he would have just started running towards each light and, like, lighting and watch the people, like, frantically trying to get a decent photo.
That'd be hilarious.
Because he had just this calm pace and okay, another light, which I'm sure was, intentional. It's like part of
you have
like
to
the
do
ritual.
it that slow.
But it would have been funny if he just ran down the street
oh
and
my
raced
God,
to
I gotta
light
get
them all.
up. Yeah. Everybody's like, ah. Yeah. What else? So we did end up meeting a guy at our hostel, and his name was Yurik.
Yeah.
And he was from Slovenia. How do you pronounce that? Slovenia?
I think the latter of what you just said.
Slovenia.
Slovenia?
Oh, the latter. Slovenia.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. God damn it. So one of the two of those pronunciations he's from. And he was staying at our hostel. He was visiting a friend who worked at the hostel, and he knew everybody who, like, owned it or worked there, because he had frequented the place several times
I think
before.
from him visiting Poland, which he's done quite a bit, he always goes to the same hostel, so he's, over time befriended the people that work there.
And so he was coming into town for a birthday party, and we were just chatting with him one day. I think it was just in the morning after
it was in the morning during breakfast.
And we ended up talking to him for like hours after that.
Yeah, it was like half the day.
It was half the day. But it was kind of okay because I think that it was a holiday. So a lot of the places in town were kind of shut down.
Yeah, it was All Saints Day, which is November 1st. So, yeah, a ton of, like, museums and a bunch of restaurants and stores were shut down.
Yeah, and so we were just kind of okay with chilling in the hostel and chatting with this guy and just learning about his country, his culture, why he travels around, what he does, and, yeah, just ideals, different, standpoints, opinions, upbringing, culture, society, stereotypes, just like all different topics. We talked a lot. And it was really interesting just to hear his standpoint on several different things and, kind of open your mind to why he is the way he is, and then he could open his mind to, like, maybe why we are the way we are. And just to, like, have an open, honest conversation with somebody who lives, halfway across the world, and you just, you feel like you're learning something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He definitely shared a lot about his country as well as Polish culture and certain standpoints, and yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah, it was. And he was just super nice and friendly, and he even took us out to like a local bistro little eatery thing.
Yeah.
And it was so good what we had. We had like a pulled pork sandwich, and oh my god.
We didn't have one single bad meal in Wrocław, or however you say it.
Woof woof.
In Woof Woof.
Yeah.
Every single meal was so good there. I remember keeping like a mental tally, and I was like, this one is amazing too, and it cost 9 zloty, it's like $2.
Another reason why we're probably a little out of shape. We're like, oh my god, this is so good, let's get another meal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was true. Like, every single one, we were like, oh my God. Usually you have a miss, but we didn't have one there.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
But we went, he took us to another marketplace that was kind of, it was indoors.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember the name, but it was a coffee place. And it said they had stronger coffee than Bruce Lee.
That's true.
And it was such good coffee.
Oh my God. So good.
That was a good visit.
That was. But we said bye to him there because we had to leave, I think, the next day. And we were just going to go kind of give the town a wander.
Yeah.
And what else about Wrocław that we haven't talked
We
about?
did go to this, it was like Computer and Games Museum.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not a gamer, and neither is Wit, but I really like old school.
From our generation's time.
Yeah, like the original NES, Nintendo, and like Super Nintendo and arcades.
Yeah, like
And
Sega
this place just
and
had
Sony.
tons of old, like some of the first computers and keyboards and calculators and.
It was
I don't know,
totally
kinda
like
nerdy
80s
shit.
and 90s stuff.
Yeah,
So I loved it.
Yeah, 80s,
I was
90s
like picking
theme.
out all my calculators that I used to own. I was like, oh my God, I had that one at one point and that one. And then like the old computers, like the old Macintoshes.
And
And
somewhere on those itty bitty little TVs that people used to have in their
oh my
houses,
God,
like
yeah.
would have in the kitchen where the screen was like a 3-inch by 3-inch.
Yeah. I played Sonic on one of those.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And that was pretty cool. And we just kind of wandered around the city quite a bit.
Yeah,
I think.
we did definitely just a lot of exploring.
Mm-hmm. And, another one was that we missed that big light show by maybe a day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We definitely missed it, but
Yeah. We were going to go to a fountain show.
it's like a multimedia fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Similar, if you travelers out there have seen the one in Barcelona, it's the Magic Fountain,
Mm-hmm.
where it's basically like at night, like a light fountain show.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Similar to like the Bellagio or something, where
Yeah.
just fountains go off and
To music and have lights.
they're
and
synchronized with
colors
like
and-
theme music and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
different colored
Just kind
lights.
of a cool event to
It
go
looked
see
really
at night.
cool. I read about it, and it was supposed to be one of the better ones in the world,
But we missed it.
we missed it.
They
It was
shut
past
it down.
season.
Yeah.
Even while we were there, we noticed there was a couple of fountains when we first arrived that were running,
Yeah.
and by the time we left, they had shut them down for
Yeah.
the winter.
Yep.
Just so the pipes don't burst from freezing during the winter,
Yeah.
as you would do with sprinklers. Or,
Mm-hmm. We did experience, he took us out to, so Yurik took us out to a, like, proper Polish meal at a local restaurant.
Yeah.
And he said it was, like, the first, like, Polish meal that he got when he had come to Poland.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really good.
It was really good.
Oh, my God. And so after...
What did you get?
I got these little things called Polish...
It's like gnocchi?
Gnocchi.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's just like a Polish-Italian fusion kind of thing, or if it's like something they legit do.
It seems like it's part Polish, because it's different. In Italy, I could see them using like a carbonara or like a pesto sauce, but this is like a gravy with mushrooms and onion sort of sauce that you drizzle on it.
Yeah, true. I don't know. But it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really good. And then I love the little salads they give you, which are like coleslaw, beetroot, and carrots.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, they are really good.
Mm-hmm. I had that, and then a virgin mojito, which was also pretty tasty.
Nice.
What'd you have?
I had the...
You remember?
Fuck. No, I can't. I was so like, it'll come to me, it'll come to me. Nope, I don't remember.
You don't?
What the hell did I have? I remember I liked it.
It was a curry chicken thing. Or it was a chicken with curry rice and something else. Did you forget it, like, completely?
What?
Yeah, it was like a curried chicken thing.
A curry chicken thing?
Yeah.
I'm still drawing a blank. Holy
Well, it's not like
shit.
Indian food or anything, because we have had a little bit of Indian food since we've been here, too. Oh, Indian food. So good.
Yeah.
favorite. Anyways.
Hmm.
So, after that, we had gone to a little bar around the corner, and there were, not a lot, but I guess there were like 4 or 5 people from the hostel that we had run into there.
It's like a whole Aussie group.
Well, it's 2 Aussies and 2 people from
2
England.
Brits.
Or the UK, yeah.
Was it the guy and the gal? Okay.
Yeah. And so their job was to take people out and get them drunk. Or not necessarily get them drunk, but I think it was just like take them out drinking and have a good time, show them around. And they got to stay at the hostel for free. Like room and board, so they could pretty much, yeah, just like be there for a while. And that was like their job. But
Pretty weird.
yeah, I think the Yurik here was saying that that's probably the hardest job there at the hostel. Because you
gotta go out and be up late every night.
So the girl, when we first met her that morning, she had been
She looked
scrubbing.
rough.
She looked real rough.
She had like dicks drawn all over her. She had like this big blood blotch on her eye. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and apparently
she had like bruised legs and
she had been scrubbing the shit out of her face because they drew a big old unibrow on her, and I'm like, oh my.
But did you see the big bloody spot like on
totally.
her actual eyeball?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she was in a little bit of a rough spot. So we kind of saw them at the pub that night.
Yeah, so we met up with them
at
a pub, had a beer or 2, and then they went out to go partying, and we were like, yeah, we're going back.
Yeah, we're okay with just going back.
Yeah.
And what were the shots that Eric bought you? I think there was
one was like a creamy hazelnut one, and the other was just kind of like a fruity
It was
shot.
like plum and banana, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, I think plum and banana.
Yeah. Were those good?
They were okay. They were both really sweet in different ways.
Yeah. Too sweet for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't order them again.
Yeah. But that's like something that's kind of around here in Poland, or like little shop places, you know? With like flavored vodka, I think.
Yeah, they're definitely into vodka. It's definitely a Polish thing.
Yeah. But what else did we do?
We did try to see the fountain that was shut down. It was in this garden area.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we did go to see the Japanese garden section.
Oh, that's right.
Which was pretty cool. It was like 4 zloty, so it was like $1 to walk around.
Yeah.
It wasn't very big, but it was pretty cool. It was worth the wander for sure.
It was just like a little, secluded, foresty, not really foresty, but like nature area in the middle of a bigger city. So
yeah,
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, and I mean that we walked all that way, and the media fountain thing was a wash, so it felt a waste to go there and not see something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. There's something too just about the the look and the feel of Poland and Polish cities, and the architecture, and then just like the vibe around it. I don't know. I don't know if I can even describe it, but there's some sort of, and maybe it's because it's winter, but it has, I don't know, it's like a serene kind of calm. It makes me, I don't know. It's such a weird thing I can't even describe. But I've just
like
felt it since. Comfortable,
sorta,
kind of.
Okay, so it's not off-putting or...
No. It's just like yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to like think of words to describe it and then come back to it. Maybe once we move to here, I'll think of it. But
like
I felt it.
You have a big Polish mama blanket and it's being wrapped
I
around
do.
you.
I'm being swaddled in a little Polish mama blanket. That was something funny because when we were in Italy, there was I don't know if we've talked about this on the last podcast, but there was a little sign above one of the sinks in our hostel in the kitchen, and it said, "Italian mama is watching you. Wash your dishes," or something like that. And it had like a little drawing of an Italian mama, and she like had, a little handkerchief over her head and was like shaking her finger. And then, well, the hostel that we stayed in, which was Grandpa's hostel, Grandpa's hostel in Wrocław, there was a woman.
The lady cleaner that came in the morning.
Every morning she was there she was like on top of keeping everything stocked in the kitchen when it was breakfast time. So like anybody like used a little bit, she was like right on it, and she'd like get in the fridge and she'd, refill it or top off the jams or put the milk in and like clean up around everybody. And we started calling her Polish Mama because she was just so like a, kind of warm.
Well, she was kind of heavier set too, so she just looked like, just like a Polish mama.
And I loved her. And
it was very.
She was just really warm and like friendly. And she wouldn't even say like 2 words to you. She'd just be like.
No, I never got a word out of her.
No, but she'd kind of like look at you with her eyes and just like do a little smile, and I'm like, Polish Mama. I don't know. But yeah, so she was just like kind of a little motherly figure in the hostel. Yeah, I liked Wrocław. Woof woof. It was good. And then we took a bus from there to
Warsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we met 2 Aussie gals, 2 Aussie gals and
1 Kiwi.
2 New Zealanders.
There's 2?
Yeah, in our hostel room in Wrocław.
Okay.
And
I remember the one.
We had one gal come with us to the bus stop where we caught the bus from.
Because she was also coming here to Warsaw.
True, we were on the same bus.
Yeah.
So the bus was like 4.5 hours, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
From Wrocław to Warsaw. And it wasn't like pouring rain, but it was kind of drizzling out and pretty, drizzly.
Good, yeah, that clears it up.
I think my brain is trying to shut down and going, why are you still up if you're going to get up at 3:30? So, yeah, so we maybe want to cut this pretty soon.
No, I mean, we're already here. We're in Warsaw.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So we only have like 4 days to catch up on. But what about the night? The first
first night?
Take us a while to cover that. Okay, so the first night here in Warsaw was
we met up with
crazy.
Another Camiga.
What? Yeah, we did.
We only actually met for like one evening in
One
Gnomies.
night, yeah.
But we just had a strong connection with her, and she was just goofy and weird, and we clicked right away.
Yeah, and we're like, we like you. Let's change info.
And actually, we were supposed to meet up with her again.
Yeah.
And we had told her about our plans to off route to do the Primitivo section.
Mm-hmm.
But then due to forecasting of bad weather, we stayed on the north route. And she turned off and did the Primitivo. And she's like, where are you guys? And we're like, oh, we're still on the north route. We heard about the bad weather. And she's like, I'm on the Primitivo.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're
not
on here?
Yeah, we thought we were going to be able to meet up with her again. And we didn't.
We unintentionally, sneakily took the other fork in the road, and she went the way that we were originally planning.
We didn't sneakily do it.
No, that's what I said, unintentionally, but I'm sure she was like, what?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we definitely didn't mean to lose her, but we're actually really hoping we would have met up with her again, but it just didn't happen.
I kept communications with her the entire way and just was asking her how she was doing and all that stuff.
So yeah, there was still communication since we had met her.
Yeah, but yeah, we told her we were coming to Poland, and she was like, oh, I'll totally meet up with you guys one night.
Yeah, so she lives in Poznan, which is just west from here. And so she took a train or bus, I don't remember.
I think it was a bus.
Over here to Warsaw and met up with us.
Yeah, so the first night we got here, she came around like 7 or so, and so we kind of just started walking with her around town, catching up, reminiscing about the Camino, doing kind of all the same stuff we did with Kate, with just like wandering and chatting and having a good old time. So
Yeah.
we started doing that. And then she phones a couple friends, or her friends were kind of calling her, who live here, and they were like, oh, you should come meet up with us for some beers. And so we're
Meet
like,
up we did.
yeah, we'll totally meet up with you guys. And it starts with you guys going to that little shop place.
It was on the way to meet up. Yeah. Yeah, so we stopped at like she said, a little place that strictly does shots.
Mm-hmm.
It was 5 zlotys, so like $1.25 for any shot that's on this wall.
Yeah.
You didn't really know what was in each one. There were just different names, like there was Medusa or Germany or, good lord, there was so many different kinds.
Did you hear me say, oh, wait?
What?
We have to talk about, she was, so we were wandering down the old town.
Oh.
And
I think I know what's coming.
She just goes like this. She goes, hey, orange. And she starts pointing to the left. And there was a guy that was walking right past her in a, like, orange puffy coat. And I thought she had known him, or she knew him and saw him and was like, hey, orange, like kind of teasing him. And apparently she was just kind of quoting this YouTube video with this weird orange face thing that, like, says, hey, orange, or hey, apple. And, she was really embarrassed when she didn't notice that there was a guy in a puffy orange coat.
Just the timing was
And the timing
perfect.
was perfect. So, and she was like, did he hear me? I was like, no, I think he just kept walking, but I thought you were
she
just...
got a kick out of it, too.
She started laughing uncontrollably. And so, basically, the rest of the night, we were like, hey, orange!
Yeah, we'd see, like, an orange cab or something.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, hey, orange!
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, so you bought her a drink, and it had a big old orange on it.
Yeah.
Unintentionally, you didn't know it was gonna...
No, it didn't say that in the shot. Because, they're just, like, names.
Mm-hmm. It was funny.
There was one where it had some sort of flammable liqueur that was on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then they poured the same liquid on the countertop of the bar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And these were the people that were ordering shots before us. So I was just watching, and they had little, like, skewers with Smurf marshmallows on the end of them. And they were basically making little s'mores.
They were, like, roasting their little marshmallows.
They were roasting little marshmallows
counter.
on the counter that was on fire.
Did they eat the marshmallow first and then do the shot?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was so funny.
But yeah, so they were just table fire roasting marshmallows, and then they took their flaming shots and ate the marshmallow, or other way around, I don't know.
Yeah. And you guys got one that was Germany, so it was like the German flag colors.
Yeah, and then I got a Polish sunrise.
Oh, that was the flaming one.
No, mine wasn't.
Oh, yours
Hers
wasn't?
was.
Oh, that's
whatever
right.
her one with the orange was flaming.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't know what hers was called. I don't know.
She said it was called the Speedy Gonzales.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Mhm.
Why does it have an orange then?
I have no idea. Makes no sense.
I understand the fire.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had just walked by that place and popped in.
She tried really hard to get me to take a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
I stayed strong.
Yeah.
I was like, no, no, no. And then I, like, had to put you in between me and her. I was like, no, no, no. I was, like, hiding behind. I didn't want her to, like, buy me one,
Yeah.
I would have just made you take it anyways. Or her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, we did end up meeting her friends at some other bar. So we were introduced to them in this crazy bar that had bottle caps.
Covering
the entire wall of this place. Like every single pillar.
Oh, it was massive.
Like thousands of bottle caps.
It was a big place, too. Yeah. And it was like a specialty beer place, kind of.
Yeah, like a craft beer.
Yeah, and so I was able to have a non-alcoholic beer, but the lady wasn't happy about you ordering it.
Yeah, it was weird.
I know. Anyways, fuck her.
Yeah.
And so we chatted for a while and just, like, got to know her friends, and then
we took off and went to the food market thing?
We did kind of like a little wandering, so we were just kind of, like, following their friends, and they kind of didn't know where they were going at first, and then they had an idea of where to go. We hopped on a tram, and they were kind of worried about us not buying tickets, and they were kind of drunk also, so they were being like very loud about it, and I'm like, you guys, if you're just more discreet
Just
about
say
it.
this expression in Russian. I don't even remember what it
I
was,
know,
but
I
it's
don't
like,
either.
I don't know anything in Russian.
No.
Or that was the phrase, was I don't know anything,
Yeah.
but it was in Russian. And
What if you just said that?
like,
I don't know
what if I
anything
just
in
say
Russian.
that in English, and then
Well, no, they were saying it because most people know English. Almost everybody knows English here. It's crazy.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
can't you just explain you don't know the rules of the light ray?
I know, that's kind of what I thought too. But I don't know.
You know, because like
I
in
think they were
Melbourne,
just worried about it. I think it's something
Yeah.
that they probably just don't do, and we're like, oh, we've done it a few times. If you just keep your mouth shut about it, I think we'll get okay. We'll get away okay.
Yeah, which it wasn't a problem.
No, but we ended up going to this kind of big warehouse-y thing. It looked like a big club at first.
Yeah, because from the outside you could see all these lights.
Yeah.
Flickering from the windows, like purple, red.
Which was weird, because there was a DJ.
Yeah, there was a DJ playing kind of, upbeat music.
Yeah, and then there were a bunch of stalls with, like, specialty foods from all over.
Yeah.
So there was, like, Korean food, there was Thai food, there
was tapas.
Yeah, there were tapas from Spain, there were
stuff from
Indian
Portugal.
food, there were Portuguese. Yeah, it was just crazy.
It's pretty cool.
There was kebabs, and we probably had one of the best kebabs that we've ever had there. Oh my god.
You saw them give you the kebab, and you knew it was going to be good before you even bit into it.
Oh, I know, because
I saw them hand it to you, and I was like, oh, damn. It was like instantly, food envy.
Well, we decided to split. I feel like my hand's going to turn into a fucking claw. Look at it right now. Oh my god. I'm going to try to pry it apart from this thing.
You need to drink more water.
I know. Yeah. I'm drinking too much black carrot juice. Anyways, so I saw the kebab, and now I feel like I'm smoking a split. Or like a little, roach. Anyways, no, so I saw the kebab, and we had decided to split the two dishes that we were going to get ahead of time.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw the kebab, I was like, I don't want to split anymore. But I was nice.
But mine was pretty good, too. I had some, like, waffle Turkish or tikka masala fries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those were good.
They were good.
Actually.
Not as good as the kebab, but they were good.
No. Anya had a, oh my gosh, what the fuck is the name of it?
It was Israeli.
I know, and I've had it before. It was made for me on the one Camino that I walked by the two gals from Israel that I had met. Oh my god.
Okay, dead air, we're moving on.
I know, sorry. Anyways.
It was an Israeli dish that was kind of spicy looking.
It was delish. It had hummus, and then, like, it's a tomato kind of pureed paste thing, and some, it's like a minced kind of herb, and, ew! Speed it up, let's go. Come on, not interested. You just fucking talk then, go.
Yeah, I didn't interrupt you.
Oh, yeah. You go, talk.
No,
just go ahead. So, apparently Carl didn't find that interesting enough for me to want to keep talking about it, so let's just move on from there. After that, we had gone to your guys' little corner where
they wanted to get some alcohol, like not from a bar, I think they just wanted some vodka okay, we're going to skip that too. Whit doesn't want to hear about it. And then we went to this other bar. I'm totally just
kidding. I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead, though. No, I want to talk about that.
Ahead.
I'm giving you shit. Okay, talk about that place. No, you do. I really liked that story. It was fun.
We'll tell it.
Jesus. Okay. So, you guys went to a liquor store. Or you tried going to Were the shots at that weird bar before or after that liquor store that you guys went to?
That was after.
Okay, so...
First was the liquor store.
Okay, so you went to this little liquor store. And I'm not even really involved in this, so I don't know why I'm telling it, because you should.
You were there.
Yeah, but you were drinking the liquor. What'd you go in the store and buy?
I bought a little bottle. It was maybe 2 shots worth of mint vodka. And I didn't know what was what because everything was labeled in Polish. But the one guy had recommended that, oh, get the one with the green cap because that one's very nice. It cost, I think, it was $6.90 zloty. So it cost like less than $2. And then I came out and they're like, which one did you get? And then someone else was like, oh, you got the mint one. And I was like, oh, is it mint? I guess. I don't know. I got the one that your friend recommended. So, yeah, and then we went down this alley. Not really an alley. It's more of like a overhang that went out to like a little courtyard area.
Courtyard, yeah.
And basically just slammed them real quick.
Yeah, they really like to chase it with stuff. They don't take them straight.
No, so they all had these
They
Tiger
have
energy
sodas
drinks.
or Tiger energy drinks or water or whatever. I think they like Pepsi or whatever.
They seemingly struggle to take the shots because they're like, you know, and you're like, wow, that's...
I know.
Really?
I know. It's kind of weird, though. But maybe it's not. I mean, it's probably not like the best quality vodka that you could get.
But it's funny because he was like, oh, it's really nice. And then they're like, oh, we need chasers. And you're like, well...
Yeah.
It's
weird.
Seemingly contradictive.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so in the same little courtyard area, there was a group of maybe like 6 to 8 other somewhat younger kids.
Definitely younger kids.
They seemed anywhere from like probably 16 to like 20.
That may even be generous.
Early 20s, maybe. And so one of the kids
But they were Russian?
They were either from Russia or the Ukraine.
Okay.
And so no one could understand each other. They came up and he said in English, "Can I have 2 cigarettes?" to one of our group members. And they were like, "If you tell me a joke, you can have the 2 cigarettes." And so literally the group of kids kind of like joined together and they were all talking in a different language. So the people from Poland who we were with were like, I don't know what they're saying. And then they were trying to tell the joke in English, which was kind of funny because we were listening and we're like, some of it doesn't make sense a little bit. And so I don't know.
I wasn't there for that.
It was oh yeah, you went off because you had to poo, right?
Yeah. No, I disappeared.
Completely, like vanished without a trace.
I
you didn't say a word.
Would have left mid-sentence. My stomach was turning from God knows what. And all of a sudden it turned 1:20 time and I had to exit promptly.
Mm-hmm.
And I barely... I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, I need to find... I'm going to shit in a corner if I have to.
Yeah.
Because it was like to the wire that I had to find somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I did find somewhere just in time. I just popped down some stairs into a hamburger place that was open and...
Mm-hmm. Asked to use their fryer.
Beelined it to the bathroom. Huh?
I said you asked to use their fryer. I'm just joking.
But yeah, so I missed that part. But then I came back and there was like a big group and I was like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, so.
Our group just more than doubled.
It was pretty fun though. I mean, we were just starting to get to know Anya's friends a little bit better.
And then with the time and the drinking, people were loosening up and being weird. And, you know,
so we were just
having a good time.
The group was vibing, so to speak. And so after this, they take you to a little, what did they take us to? They took us to
like a mini bar area. It's almost like where we were at with the market with food, except it was all bars.
Yeah.
There was like a bunch of mini bar areas in a
And it seemed like just a vodka shop bar again.
At least that's what they kept ordering.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was like all they ordered. You guys were vodka shots and like
they
one
like didn't even want beers. They just wanted to do shots.
Yeah. So
was like, I just need something to like sip on for a minute that's not, 80 proof.
And so, like, while they're buying these vodka shots and putting them down on the table, I'm just looking over at Carl and I'm like, I am so glad that I don't drink. Because literally, I think vodka is probably my least favorite liquor. And, I mean, of course, I probably would have joined in with the... What? What? What are you looking at?
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
What is with you in the off mic, like, motioning and everything? Wrap it up. Oh, are you stinky? You're gonna, like, start sign languaging.
It smelled like you farted. I was like, oh my god, was that you?
No. Maybe you're smelling your own breath.
I'm not even talking.
You were. In your head, you were
carry
yelling at me. So anyways, you guys took a bunch of shots and
We
people...
took 2. They just looked
There
like a
were
bunch
more
because there
than
was
that.
like 7 of us. So with 2 shots,
There
was
were
like
more
a table.
than that. There were like 3 rounds.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, there wasn't just 2 shots taken. But there was, one of the group members was getting a little bit too intoxicated and
one
being
was
pretty loud.
visibly beyond,
Yeah.
crossed the line into blackout territory.
Yeah, and so we had left there, and I think Anya was saying how she had wanted to go to this place called Wedding Party, and it's a bar, or it's a club. It's like a discotheque.
Which was actually right near where we met them.
Mm-hmm.
In the
so
beer cap wall.
We started
Beer
walking.
cap wall in the beer cap pub.
And so we walked back to that area, and we went to the wedding party, which one of us was not able to go in due to their intoxicated level. And so that person had to be taken home.
Yeah.
But we were told they made it home safely, which was good. Once in the wedding party, we noticed how it was just not like really any clubs or anything that we were used to in the States. The walls...
Well, it's not too far off.
No.
It's just the whole theme was like a wedding party.
Yeah. In a Polish wedding party. And so the walls were covered in different wedding photos. And there was a little coat check area, which coat checks aren't like too big in clubs in the States, are they?
It was hot down there. You wouldn't want to
That's
dance.
true.
And it's cold outside. I'm
Yeah, that's
sure
true.
for Poland it's normal.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But there was a whole like seating area where the bride and groom would be seated, at like the head of the table.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's people around lining the whole thing.
I remember there was a guy dressed in a sailor outfit, and he did a headstand at one point, or a handstand, and was like dancing upside down on his hands.
Sure, why not?
It was weird as fuck. No, it just got weird when we got down there.
But they played a bunch of what we were told were Polish, like wedding songs.
Wedding songs, like what
like
you
the
would dance to
reception
at
songs
weddings.
and-
Yeah. Mhm.
I do remember that there was a middle-aged couple that were clearly drunk.
Yeah.
And there was one particular, seemingly popular Polish wedding song that came on because Ania went to go to the bathroom. And then she ran back before she went and was like, oh my God, I was going to go. But then this song came on and the entire place went fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And we're just singing and singing along with the song and dancing and twirling. And it was
This is how they dance.
hilarious.
They twirl. They twirl around a lot.
A lot of spinning.
A lot of spinning, and I'm not used to this spinning dancing. Like, if we go to a club and we have to dance, I'm just like, all right, you do my moves and shit. But this is like, oh no, you grab arms and you spin around and you clap your hand.
Do-si-do.
Yeah, you do-si-do a little bit more. And then, like,
a
the
little
guy...
bit more. Getting ahead of yourself.
And then the guy twirls you around, and then, like, you twirl him around, and then there's...
Yeah, because then the guy came and, locked arms with me and spun me around. I was like,
Yeah,
whoa. And then like
What
Anya
was happening?
everyone was just spinning.
It's just a lot of spinning around, and I think it just adds to the craziness.
But there was one middle-aged couple
Yeah.
that were clearly drunk and also enjoying their jam,
Yeah.
and they were whistling so loud, with the two fingers in the mouth. And it wasn't even to the beat or anything, and they were just like
Not at all.
whistling and whistling. By the end of the song, I saw them visibly whistling in each other's faces, almost aggressively, to where they looked upset, and they were I could see them taking a full deep breath and just lean into the other one's face when just like whistling, and the other one was doing the same thing. It was so bizarre where I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
It was so funny. Maybe we should get
just
out
over and over and just deep breath after deep breath of.
Okay, we need to learn how to whistle like this.
I've tried and I can't
whenever
do
we
it.
get in fights, we need to just go and whistle at each other really loud in each other's faces.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But they were having so much fun at first,
So
and they were
much
just,
fun.
smiles ear to ear and spinning and whistling. And by the end of it, it was just an aggressive whistle off. It was so bizarre.
So weird.
And after that, I didn't see them. That might have been the end of their night.
They're like, fine, and then just leave.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fucking weird.
Anyway, so we and then we saw a lady in a wedding dress, and I was like, do you get paid to be here in your wedding dress?
There was a few people in suits.
Yeah, so.
But we noticed because of all the spinning and just overindulgence of joy and singing and dancing that Polish people will just bump into you at the club. But there's never like, oh, excuse me.
No.
It's just like, that's just what happens.
Oh, you get so many butts bumped into you.
It's like a mild mosh pit.
A little bit, yeah. It's like a mild mosh pit.
But, it wasn't like, god damn it. It was just really funny and just was like, all right, I guess we're going with it. And just people.
And so you just get used to bumping into people and they bump into you. And
you just got to let loose. And
whatever,
if you hit someone, then, whatever, it's going to come back. And
yeah. Because I think it was Jacob who, and what is his nickname again?
Oh, God.
Cuba.
Yeah. That's
so, and I don't know if they say Cuba or Cuba. I think they say Cuba. But he was kind of the initiator of the dancing. And so I think that him and Anya were just like sitting there and kind of watching us, and they're like, okay, let's go. And then they were like, they totally just he grabbed me, and then she grabbed you, and then they started like making us dance more and like spinning us around and making us like run into people too.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, God, it was just so much fun down there.
Yeah, so we were having a riot.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty fun just being dumbasses and
yeah, totally
going with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
And then
all of a sudden, I kind of felt like in the back of my throat it was burning, and I couldn't get like a good breath without having it just feel like it's kind of on fire. And Anya immediately started coughing, and I'm going, what the fuck is happening? Maybe she's experiencing the same thing. And so we kind of run away towards a little bar area. And we had popped outside because there was a little exit to go outside if people wanted to smoke. And so we popped out of there real quick, and apparently they were trying to kick some people out of the club, but they had maced one of them down in the club. So,
yeah,
or
some
pepper
woman
spray or
that
whatever.
I guess was kicking back. So they.
No, they maced her outside in the face. Like, I saw that. But whoever they maced downstairs, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I had actually gone to the bathroom, and then I was coming back over, and I saw a bunch of big bouncers running towards one of the dance rooms.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I didn't see anyone. And then a bunch of people were leaving, and then I could smell it. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. It was
so I popped out
bad.
and saw you guys outside.
Yeah, so we were standing there, and apparently we watched them drag this one pretty big dude up those stairs, and they threw him out on the sidewalk, and he was like having a hard time standing up. And then they had one lady, and they were bringing her up the stairs as well, and they kind of just like threw her down by her boyfriend, And so she had gotten back up, and I think that there was one of the bigger bouncers who just basically shoved her on, and she fell down like on her butt and her tailbone. And we all just like looked over. I was shocked. I've never
I didn't know
seen,
that.
yeah, I've never seen anything like this before.
This was after she got back up from being thrown out the first time, and then he went back and shoved her.
She got back up and she was yelling in his face, and he basically just kind of like fisted her, or like palmed
her face,
palmed her, I think, chest, and threw her down to the ground, and she fell on her butt. This is why Anya was so upset.
I thought she was, so from my understanding initially was that they took some girl out, they were kicking at them, so they had to mace her, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fucked up, but if you're kicking back, then...
Yeah, so this was him, and he took and shoved her to the ground, and she looked like she could have done some damage on her tailbone. Like, that's how strong it was that he shoved her to the ground.
I mean, and even the first scenario of being maced just for kicking back is a bit extreme anyway, because they're big fucking dudes, these
guys were huge, and so he shoved her down to the ground, and there was, like, Anya started yelling at the bouncer, and then there were, like, 4 or 5 other people all around that were just like, hey, and started yelling at him.
Oh, I should have jumped him off.
So,
just riot on the bouncers.
Yeah. So, once the girl had gotten back up from the ground, she was still kind of rowdy. And so this was where, how do you detain her? Like, wouldn't you put her in handcuffs or something to try to, or like, just not in a fucked up way,
Yeah, I mean, you can neutralize the situation in many other ways than fucking mace her.
Yeah. So
that's what
literally we were probably 4 or 5 feet away from this happening.
Yeah.
And the cop, once she got back up and she kicked at his leg.
The cop? Was this a cop now, or was this a bouncer?
No, there was a cop. There was a man in uniform. She kicks at his leg, and then he maces her face with some sort of green, it almost looked like green goo, like slime.
That's what came out of the container?
Came out, and as soon as I saw it hit her face, I was like, this is going to be bad. And because I had just dealt with the mace in the ground.
Downstairs.
Yeah, downstairs. So I put my handkerchief up over my face like this, but a part of it had like bounced off. Oh, a part of it had bounced off and splattered in my eye. So I was like, fuck! And so I like ran away from the place too. And I was trying to like wipe the shit out of my eye. And that's when Anya was really upset. So it all just kind of like came to a crazy...
No, I was some pivotal stuff.
It was a weird position to be in as far as just having a really, really good time. And then all of a sudden it just changed. It shifted.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
then after that we were all outside for a little while, just trying to regroup, and as well as me and Jakob, or Kuba or whatever, went back in to grab our coats.
What do you call him? Jakob?
Isn't it Jakob? Like Jacob, but Jakob?
Oh, he said Jacob. I don't know.
Was it Jacob? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I knew him more so as Kuba, but...
Oh, okay. Yeah, call him Kuba.
Anyway, so we had gone back in to grab our coats from the coat check place, which they were still hesitant to let us back in, even though we had our bracelets from paying the cover.
Well, you came out and you were like, they didn't let me back in.
Yeah, after talking back and forth, and they were like, no, we don't want to go back in, even though we have our bracelets to go back in.
Yeah.
We just want our coats because someone pepper sprayed down there and we want to leave. And he was trying to tell this douchebag guy at the front just so many times, and finally they had just let him in to grab all the coats, and I just went back around and waited for him to come back up with everything. But anyway, then we went to this other club that was like 2 doors down.
Danced a bit there,
and they had
more,
those like checkerboard floor light up floors.
Oh my gosh, it's like freaking
like Saturday Night Fever style.
Totally. It was flash from the past.
Yeah. And that was just another big dance off.
My brain's literally like kind of stopping working. I said flash from the past right now.
Flash from the past.
Yeah.
That's why I was like wanting to get going because I knew what we had ahead of
you were
us.
just bored with what I was saying.
Well, it was like you were in a mid days of. It was. No, what was it? And I was like, oh my god, we need to just power through.
I know. That's how I feel
I wasn't trying to be rude, but it was just
I
like.
know. That's how
Anyway.
I feel right now, but there's so much more to like talk about this night. That's why I'm like, how are we gonna fit it all in?
No, it's wrapping up. It's a long night for sure.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we're at like probably 2 in the morning, and this night goes until 7 a.m. Like, there's a lot to cover. So do you want to just continue it next time?
I feel like you're wanting to stop. So if you want to stop, we're going to stop.
Unless you can power through. What can we do? Can you do it?
I was going to go.
Let's go.
If you want to...
Okay, talk about it.
Okay, talk about it. Go.
We're at 85 minutes. This is like our longest podcast we've ever had.
No, well, let's wrap it up.
No, go.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Okay.
Okay, so go. So we were at Saturday Night Fever, and you guys were taking more vodka shots. You even took some out of a straw. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
That was gross.
It was gross. It was hard too.
It looked really bad. And I was so glad I didn't drink when I was watching you guys do this. And so, we were there for not too long.
No.
I think we left there and then headed to a little vodka shoddy place across the street. And this was crazy. It was kind of weird. It was like you stepped back in time to like the 50s. The 40s or 50s.
Okay.
And because all the bartenders, you remember this place?
No.
You don't?
I remember one place.
Where did you kind of start browning out?
Keep going.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Explain the place.
The place is like on a corner. The bar itself looks like a 50s diner. And there are guys, the bartenders, are all wearing white shirts with black ties. And like, kind of look like they're from the 50s. And they have like suspenders.
Like fast food 50s style?
Not necessarily, more like bartender kind of style.
Was this where we were at the table against the wall?
Kind of. Where
It was like a goldeny brown tile floor.
I don't remember the tile, and I don't know why you do, and don't remember the guys in the 50s outfits.
Maybe I just didn't pay attention to the guys.
Maybe you didn't. But you guys bought beers.
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
And we were all just talking for a while.
Yeah, for a long while.
And Kuba was having us play games where we needed to, like, think of things. And I'm like, why are you making me think of things? It's 6 a.m. My brain wants to go to bed.
Yeah, okay.
And so,
that.
yeah.
I didn't think of it as what you had envisioned, but I was also pretty lit.
You were a little drunk. But it was, I mean, you weren't, like, out of control or anything. I was surprised, really, with, like, how Anya, like, stayed with the whole group all night.
She's thin.
She is petite.
She's small and thin.
Yeah. And so she's, like, she drank every single drink with you guys. Every single one. She didn't, like,
I don't think she did the vodka bottle thing. She had, like, half of mine, and that was it.
Oh, yeah. She didn't do the little
well, and the other guys
right?
were doing, like, the bigger bottles, too.
That's true. Yeah. But still, like, with all the rounds taken, she was there.
Did damage to her liver.
Yeah. But she was hanging in there. And so we had stayed there for quite a while, just chatting, having a good time. They were learning a little bit more about us and our past and our travels and everything. And
yeah, I remember talking about it.
Pretty interested in it.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're like, we need to go home. Like, we need to go to bed. It is, like, past 6 a.m. And so we
started getting light outside, and we were like, oh, my God, that's a sign. Because it hit one point of the night where it was like, oh, my God, it's 2 in the morning. It's so late, guys.
That's what we said. And we're like, oh, my gosh. And they were probably just like, yeah, not so late. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need to drink some more water?
No, I'm not stiffening up. My ass is going numb.
So yeah, we were like, yeah, we probably should walk back. and we started wandering, and we were heading in the wrong direction, and then ended up having to turn around, and we made it back, but we had to say bye to everybody, and it was probably a little past 7 a.m. that we were up.
Long night.
Yep. And we get in.
And I got in, and I hit the bed and fell asleep so fast.
Yeah. And I get in, and I see that the guy who I had talked to earlier in the night, he was Polish, but he had...
The other roommate in the room.
Yeah, the one other roommate in our room. The bunks of... We have 4 people in our room, and there was only one other bed occupied. Why are you shaking your head at me?
There's not 4 people in the room. There's 4 bunks in the room, but there was only us 2 and one other person.
I thought that's what I just said. There's
said
4 other bunks.
There were 4 people in the room.
Whatever. There was one guy in the room.
This needs to stop.
I know. And I was talking to him earlier, and he was very limited in what English he was able to use with describing to me what mountains he
where
left.
you're at.
What the fuck? Just let me say something. If it makes sense, then it does. If it doesn't, who gives a fuck? Just let me talk. And so, this is a weird part of the story. I just feel like I need to keep it in there.
Okay.
And so I get into the room and I look over, because I'm not drunk. I'm not just like, oh my god, I need the bed, let me go to bed.
You're just sleep deprived.
I'm sleep deprived as fuck, and I'm tired, and I'm like also like, I don't want to wake this guy because it's very fucking early. I want to be considerate. And so we get in here and I look over towards his bed, and he's kind of upright a little. And it freaked me out because I was like, what the fuck? But he kind of looked asleep, but awake, almost. And so I look over and I'm like, I don't know if he's sleeping. I'm just going to kind of ignore him, pretend that I didn't see him. And so then I'm getting ready for bed, and I get up on...
Pretend I didn't see him?
It was, because it was kind of creepy. And so I get up on my bunk, and I'm getting ready for bed. I'm doing a little bit of stretching. And then I look over at him, and he's awake, and he's looking at me, and he goes, hi. And I'm like, oh, good morning. And it freaked me out a little bit. And so I pass out, and I pass out for a good maybe
Did you say 2 hours?
2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because I roll over at one point, and it's, very bright, because it's 9:30
really like 9 or
10.
10. Yeah.
And so I open my eyes real quick, and he's there, and he's looking at me, and he goes...
Like 2 inches away.
No, not that close. He's closer, and close enough to where he can pass me his note. And he goes, oh, hello, or says hi, and then passes me the note. And I was like, oh, because I'm like, I just woke up, and I see this dude, and I'm like, were you watching me sleep? Like, this is kind of creepy. What the fuck is happening?
It's the first thing
and
you
you
see,
pass me a
opening your
note.
eyes.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? And so he passes me a note, and he goes, not, here you go. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, he said something, and I was so tired. I was like, oh, okay, bye. And he leaves. And so I'm like, that was just a fucking weird exchange. But I'm so tired, I can't even process it. And I'm like, I just need to go back to sleep. And then later, I think I read what the note said, and it was like, maybe we should just read the note, and that will be the end of this episode. Can you get it? Because it's on the counter right there. Oh, yeah. So here's the end of this episode. This is how we're going to come to the end of this fucking weird episode. It says, I am invite my channel YouTube.
His name.
And then I hope to see again. Good luck, boy.
Boy.
So,
Spelt like B-O-Y.
which is all right, He
No,
tried.
It's just because
sweet,
it is
but
another English word, and it's
is.
just hilarious.
Yeah. So anyway,
It's just funny to me.
It
I'm not,
was-
like, giving him shit.
I mean, he was a really sweet guy. It was just a very awkward kind of 3 exchanges with him. So I was like, okay, see ya. And yeah, that was Warsaw. And tomorrow...
That was our first night in Warsaw. That wasn't
Yeah.
Warsaw.
My God, I forgot.
Yeah,
So-
but that's where we're going to call it quits.
Yeah, because this episode's fucking long. So,
Boy,
boy, guys. And we'll talk to you more about Warsaw, the rest of it, and then where we go after this, which is Budapest.
Yeah, we
So-
leave in like 5 hours.
Oh my god, we gotta go to bed. Okay. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. We've had enough.
Just say
See ya.
bye for fuck's sake.
Bye. Say bye, fucker.
Boy.
Bye.